Good morning, I'm Maddie Jansen, and this is the podcast of 17 News at Sunrise. It's everything you need to know to start your day in about 15 minutes.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Good morning. What began as a traffic stop quickly turned into a shootout in Riverside. The terrifying scene leaves a family, city, and department in mourning today, and the suspect dead. We'll have the latest.
We're now learning what made a weekend fire in California City so difficult for crews to attack, ultimately killing the person inside.
Transporting your most precious cargo. Bus drivers are already behind the wheel in preparation for back to school tomorrow. We'll show you the procedures in place to keep your kids safe. This is Tuesday, August 13th, 2019. Good morning. Great to have you with us. I'm Maddie Jansen alongside Alex Fisher, also known as the last day of summer vacation.
I'm known as the last day of summer vacation?
Not you, I'm sorry. Today is.
Today is the last day of summer vacation. Hard to believe that it's we're already talking about back to school, of course, and a lot of students at BCHS are going back to school today.
That's
so
right.
It is that time of year, and if your kids aren't waking up early today,
you should probably wake them up early.
Yeah, because tomorrow's going to be
ready.
fun. Tomorrow's Wake Up with Sunrise. I'm going to surprise a lucky school-age kid to wake up with us here on the morning show. So I'll be in the doghouse for sure. The parents are on board. They're excited. They think it's hilarious. Yesterday, let's talk about the high, 94 degrees. Far from the record, though, of 111 set back in 1933. And right now, we're sitting at 73 in Bakersfield. No winds to talk about. And let's look at our dog walk forecast for today. And chorizo is our pet of the day. And you can see we start out in the 70s at 8 a.m., climbing into the 90s throughout the afternoon. So just make sure to keep the dogs indoors, or if they're outdoors, make sure they have plenty of shade and water throughout the afternoon as we climb up near 100. Tehachapi, you're at 50 degrees currently with a light wind out of the east-southeast at 3 miles per hour. And here's a look at the temperatures throughout the day. By 9 a.m., 73. We're in the upper 80s throughout the afternoon. We're going to continue on this warming trend. More details on that coming your way in just a little bit. We'll send it back over to Alex, who's got to check your morning commute on this Tuesday.
All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Taking you outside to the 99 near White Lane, and as you can see, it's looking pretty good on that side of town. We do have one crash that's being reported on the westbound lanes of the 46 near Wildwood Road, and it looks like there is that crash does have one injury, although it is minor injuries. Be mindful of that, though, if you're headed out that way. Again, this happened just about an hour ago, so hopefully things can clear up here in the next few minutes or so. We also have a jackknife semi on 7th Standard near the 43, so be mindful of that if you're headed out that way. CHP is, of course, clearing the scene. Other than that, things are looking pretty good around the county. We'll have another look at your Tuesday morning commute coming up in about 15 minutes.
State news now. We're learning more this morning about a terrifying Riverside gunfight that left a CHP officer dead and several other officers hurt. It all started around 5:30 last night. Officer Andre Moy pulled over a white pickup truck just off Interstate 215. CHP says that's when the driver reached into the truck, grabbed a rifle, and started shooting. Moy called for help, and 3 other officers arrived, returning fire and killing the gunman. Moy died during the shooting. 2 other officers were hurt. Officers lined up outside a Riverside hospital as Moy's flag-draped casket was driven to the county coroner's office. Grief-stricken family members were also there.
I called his dad and I said, hey, there's a shootout going on, and it's a CHP officer on a bike. And then his dad said it was him. It was unbelievable.
It was a long and horrific gun battle, and it resulted in a very extensive crime scene. Not only is the crime scene here a large one, but the Riverside Police Department's Aviation Unit, Air 1, transported that gravely injured officer to the hospital. The helicopter itself is a crime scene.
Governor Gavin Newsom released a statement last night extending his condolences to the family, friends, and fellow officers. Newsom also ordered flags be flown at half-staff in Moy's honor.
We're also learning more about a deadly house fire in California City. Firefighters now say flames quickly swept through the home because of hoarding conditions. It all happened on Sunday afternoon at a home on Manzanita Avenue. The roof also collapsed, preventing firefighters from attacking the fire from inside the home. It took crews about an hour to knock down those flames. One person inside the home died. The coroner has not released their identity. Arson investigators are now working to figure out what sparked the fire.
A suspected DUI crash in South Bakersfield sent a handful of people to the hospital, including a 6-month-old baby. The crash happened just after 8 last night on DeGiorgio Road, west of Cottonwood Road. The CHP says a pickup truck headed east crossed into the other lane and hit a car head-on. 2 young girls inside that car, a 6-month-old and a 3-year-old, suffered major injuries. The driver was also hurt. 3 people in the pickup were hurt as well. No word on how any of them are doing this morning. The CHP says it appears the driver of the pickup was driving under the influence. He suffered major injuries and is in the hospital. The crash remains under investigation.
A Caliente man found guilty of killing his friend during an argument will soon know how long he'll spend behind bars. You may remember back in April, jurors found Daniel Rhodes guilty of second-degree murder. Rhodes shot William Alford last October and admitted to putting his body in a trash can. Court documents say Rhodes claimed Alford forced his way into his home, demanded items of value, and threatened him. Police still have not found Alford's body. Rhodes faces 40 years to life for the murder. He's due in court for sentencing later this morning. A man convicted of killing a young girl and her uncle in California City last year will also learn his fate today. You may remember in July of 2018, Michael Wiggins and his 12-year-old niece Trinity were shot and killed in a home. Court documents show Desmond Jerome Perry received texts from his cousin, who was dating Wiggins at the time, and accused him of domestic violence. Police say Perry confronted and shot Wiggins, and another shot went through a wall and hit Trinity. Both died at the scene. Perry faces life in prison. He's due in court for sentencing also this morning.
On to education news now. Parents, get ready. So many of us are a day away from sending kids back to school.
Yeah, and while we've spent weeks getting them geared up and ready for a new school year, so many other important figures in their lives have also been preparing for their arrival all summer. And 17's Vanessa Dillon joins this morning to explain. Good morning, Vanessa.
Good morning. Well, they're the people you can count on to get your kids home safely, of course. Besides the hard work teachers put into welcoming your little ones back, Bakersfield City School District bus drivers spent countless hours this summer training to be safe and reliable.
It's never the same. It's always something new.
Some might say a day in a school bus driver's shoes is far from ordinary.
The first time I was there, it was very real to look in and see all those faces looking back at me. It was, to be honest with you, it was a little scary.
Scott Terrell has been a BCSD school bus driver for a little over a year, and although he looks forward to working with little ones,
Start building a relationship with them, and they know you. Good morning, Mr. Bus Driver.
he says he's got big shoes to fill as momentary caregiver, gearing up to take kids to and from school every day.
It's still a huge responsibility.
We move the most precious cargo you could possibly put in a commercial vehicle. Our children are ours. We love them and we care for them on a daily basis.
That's why Julie Arnold, Assistant Director of Transportation with the school district, says school bus drivers spend all summer preparing for kids' arrival, even adding new safety features to a driver's training.
This year we've added 2 extra days of driving their route and checking their bus. We also have a child checkmate system on our bus where the bus driver must walk to the back of the bus and turn it off every time they stop their bus, to make sure our buses are always empty when we're done with our routes.
And another important element to note in training is bus drivers should always wait a few minutes for kids to safely get off the bus and safely cross the street before moving on to their next location.
But there's also a few safety tips parents and drivers should keep in mind before the hustle and bustle of a new school year kicks in.
Our students need to be at the bus stop 5 minutes early. They need to stand back from the bus as the bus pulls up to the curb. They are unable to see a child at the edge of the curb.
In the meantime, parents can be confident their kids are in good, well-trained hands that care for little ones just as much as you do.
You can tell people, they're happy to see you in the morning, and I do enjoy that.
And Terrell says drivers trained for at least 4 months. A reminder for all of us, of course, you must stop when red lights flash on a bus. It's about a $900 fine if you don't. So
yes,
definitely keep that in mind because, you know, that traffic out there, people kind of like to rush to get kids to school, but
you never know when a kid could shoot out, you know, in front of it.
Exactly.
So, yeah, you've got to watch out for that.
Definitely.
All right, thanks so much, Vanessa. And as students head back to school in the wake of 3 deadly mass shootings, one company which makes bulletproof backpacks says it's seen sales spike at least 200%. But can they really make a difference during a school shooting?
Our panels are level 3A, which is a designation that's put out by the National Institute of Justice, which means our panels are similar to the vest that a police officer wears. It's designed to stop virtually any handgun round. It will not stop assault rifle rounds. It's not designed to. That's a heavier plate that you need for that.
And coming up this morning on the Today Show, Joe Fryer will talk about the rising popularity of these bulletproof backpacks as students make their way back into the classrooms across the nation. You can watch the Today Show coming up right here after 17 News at sunrise.
Well, most Kern County students head back to class this week, and if you need help getting yours ready, you can find it at a resource fair today. Local child advocacy groups and the Department of Child Support Services are teaming up for an event in East Bakersfield. They're offering backpacks, haircuts, food baskets, and hygiene kits. It's all happening at the David Nelson Pocket Park on Niles Street near Williams Elementary School. The event starts in just a few hours at 9 o'clock and runs through noon.
All right, 5:11 now, and still ahead this morning on Sunrise. He's thousands of miles away from Bakersfield and Capitol Hill. The reason Congressman Kevin McCarthy is overseas.
Plus, still ahead this morning, PG&E customers could soon be paying more. The reason the utility wants to raise prices and how customers can share their thoughts before the rate hike goes into effect. HGTV's new show, Extreme Makeover Home Edition, is coming to Bakersfield, and you can get involved. 17's Karen Hua was at the Fox Theater for a pep rally as the show's producers put out a call for volunteers.
If you remember the original show, it ran for 9 years until 2012. Now it's getting a reboot by HGTV, hosted by Jesse Tyler Ferguson of Modern Family.
Are you ready for Extreme Makeover?
Yeah! It's a show known for changing lives in 96 hours. In 4 days, volunteers build a home from scratch for one deserving family.
We're looking for stories to tell that spotlight heroes in America.
In 9 seasons, they've transformed more than 200 homes, all with the help of the community.
Every part of this home is donated to the show. Every stick of lumber, every nail, every shingle is donated by the builder and their build teams.
It's really crazy knowing that this family is just about to have their world flipped upside down.
In Bakersfield, the show is partnering with local builder John Balfan's Homes, but they can't do it alone.
We're also reaching out to the community to raise money for this project to help try and cover some of those costs, and it's gone really well so far.
They're looking for 600 volunteers, and not only those good with a hammer or drill.
There's going to be people out there handing out water bottles and serving food and picking up trash and traffic control, safety.
While HGTV is still picking the local family to receive this home, that's to be kept a surprise until the day they say, "Move that bus!" Because it takes a village to build a house, but a community to make a home. The show says they'll be ready as soon as next week to surprise that family and begin building. If you want to volunteer, you can find more information at johnbalfanshomes.com. I'm Karen Hua, 17 News.
Looks like a lot of fun. Are you looking to expand your family? Then join us this weekend as we help look to clear the shelters. Each year, NBC stations nationwide team up with animal shelters for a massive adoption event. More than 250,000 pets have found homes thanks to Clear the Shelters, and this year we're working with the Bakersfield Animal Care Center to help dogs and cats find their forever homes. It's all happening Saturday at the shelter on South Mount Vernon Avenue. It's happening from 8 a.m. till 2 p.m., and you can find more information on our website, kget.com.
September's just a few weeks away, and it's usually a big month for Apple.
Yeah, the reason you may want to hold out on buying a new iPhone, that's coming up next in your Business Watch.
KGET Business Watch is brought to you by Grapevine MSP Technology Services, the Valley's leading IT service provider.
Welcome back. Investors are hoping Wall Street makes a comeback today. This all after stocks fell more than 300 points yesterday, marking the second straight day of declines. You're looking at a video of the closing bell from yesterday. The Dow and S&P 500 both slipped significantly. Economists say it has to do with President Trump saying Friday he isn't ready to make a deal with China. So now investors are afraid of the impact of a drawn-out trade war between the U.S. and the Asian country. The markets are also becoming unnerved over growing political unrest in Hong Kong. The S&P 500 has now slipped nearly 4% from its all-time high last month. Apple is about to refresh its lineup of iPhones, so if you're in the market for a new smart device, you may want to wait. The company typically unveils its new devices in September. That means Apple's older iPhones will likely drop in price. Apple currently sells 5 models, the XS, XS Max, XR, and the older 7 and 8. 10 tech experts predict the next model will be called iPhone 11 and have a new operating system, but Apple has yet to say when its annual September event will happen. It is an exciting milestone for a downtown restaurant. Kern County Public Health posted this picture on Twitter. It is of Better Bowls, becoming the second restaurant to get a very special letter grade for being a partner in 2 programs, Certified Healthy and Waste Hunger, Not Food. Certified Healthy recognizes restaurants that meet certain qualifications for offering healthy options, and Waste Hunger Not Food is a program where public health gathers uneaten food from restaurants, schools, and markets, then distributes it to those in need. In June, public health said it rescued more than 300,000 pounds of healthy, nutritious food. Really neat to see.